Good morning. Welcome to the October 30th, 2024 meeting for the Muncie Sanitary District's Board of Sanitary Commissioners. Hope everybody's well. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Ask if you'll rise if able and follow me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you for that. No excused absences. All 5 commissioners are present this morning. We will proceed with the agenda as posted. And starting off, we'll take public comment. Anybody wishing to make comment may stand up at the podium. Please state your name for the record, and you'll have 3 minutes.
Okay. I'm William Frederick. We received a sewer bill for 3715 South Mock Avenue. We bought the property in 2017 to rehab. Okay, nobody lived in it 2 or 3 years prior. It had a bunch of back sewer bills. We paid everything up to date, and I come up here and they said because it was uninhabitable, they wouldn't charge me a sewer bill. Well, they come through and they located the sewers for the gas company, going to put in a gas main. And a gentleman come down there and took pictures and everything. Well, the property had 2 garages and no house on it. One garage we demolished. We cleaned up the property because it was trash. And then the other garage, we fixed it this year. Well, he thought somebody was living in it. My son does woodwork in it. There's no sewer in it. There's no water in it. The property's on a well. The well tank and the pump hasn't worked for years. There's no power to it. The water lines is frozen, busted in the house. I mean, there's no way we're going to use any water there if we had it. But the supply, we got a good well, but that's all we got. Okay? And I took some pictures and used this newspaper to prove what the property is, if you guys want to look at it. And where we remodeled the garage, you can see it up to the left. I mean, it's nice. But he thought somebody moved in, you know. But I don't feel that we should have to pay a sewer bill on this house. We've done other properties in the neighborhood in the past. I live there at 3710. We've done 3708, 3711. And I had the sewer bills excused till we was done. I came up here when they was ready to rent and had them put back on the thing, okay? So I've done that twice before. Let's see, what else did I want to say? I think I pretty well said it. It's just the fact that on the pictures will show, I took some pictures of the inside of the house, the pump house, just a general picture of the property. On the pictures on the left-hand side, that's where the bathroom was. You can see the roof's caved in on it and everything else. I mean, it's non-usable.
Thank you.
And we use it for storage.
Yeah. So just so I'm clear, you're asking us to review your situation. Your position is that you're not using any water, therefore you cannot be discharging any water, and you would like your sewer bill forgiven and to not be. Okay. I just want to make sure I understand what you're asking.
Until it takes us about 7 years to fix up a house, okay? My son fixes, I've lived in this neighborhood for 50-some years, okay? I'll buy the property when it's a piece of junk. My son fixes them out of his paychecks. When they're done, there's no mortgages, anything like that. So we eliminate all the expenses, and then when he rents them, he just pays me back whatever we paid for the house. So that's how I've done the whole neighborhood, and we own 1, 2, 3, 4 properties plus the property I live in.
Well, thank you for fixing up the neighborhood. Appreciate your comments today. The right folks are in the room today to have a discussion. If you can stick around to the end of the meeting, we will follow up with you after the meeting.
And you guys sent me the sewer bill, and I'll pay it if I have to. That's not a problem.
Let's have a discussion first.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Anyone else wishing to make public comment? If not, we'll move on with our agenda, which next is the consideration of the meeting minutes from our last meeting, which were 2 weeks ago on October 16th. These were sent out previously by Maggie. Nice job. As always, thank you, Maggie. Any corrections or conversations? If not, I would accept a motion to approve the meeting minutes as submitted by Maggie.
So moved.
Second?
Have a motion from Adam, second from Tim. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Any abstentions? Meeting minutes are approved and will be posted following our meeting today. Next on the agenda is the consideration for the Register of Claims, today totaling $1,243,926.20. These were sent out this morning. I did have a chance to look at them. Anybody wishing to clarify any of the claims for the benefit of the public? I will point out a couple as I go through. So on page 3 of 13, I've been talking about this one for a couple of months now. East Central Recycling, we spent $124,349.26. And to give you an idea, those are general MSD disposals, some for the Parks Department, household disposals. Those all go over to Centennial to ECR, and the Sanitary District pays that bill. And we had quite a bit of clothing on our claims this time. I know that there are allowances in the handbook for employee clothing. Just comment there quite a bit. Also on page 5 of 13, Corrigan Oil, we spent about $6,000 there. They are a local distributor. Also, another one for East Central Recycling on page 6, near the top, $5,800.40. Those are for sweeper dumpings and for general dumping. I think I had one or two more here. Yeah, page 8, towards the bottom at the waste treatment control facility, we had for the liquid aluminum sulfate, which is something that the board approves the purchase of that every year, $5,425.38. Looks like we did some landscaping in a wetland area on page 9. I'm not sure which wetland this is, but we paid Harris Landscape Services $5,800. Rick, is that over by the Lewick?
No.
Okay.
It's probably the plant.
The trees for the wetland are at the wet weather basin at the plant. They actually had some trees, and some of those have died. And those
Gotcha.
replaced.
So replacing ones
Correct.
that were previously planted and died. We also purchased a vehicle for the Muncie Bureau of Water Quality. You'll find that at the top of page 11. Thank you, Commissioner Clark, for assisting with that. That bid goes to All American Chevrolet for $43,061.53. And then towards the bottom of page 11, you'll see our cost of service study billing for Baker Tilly. That was $34,530. That's it for me. Anyone else wish to comment?
I have nothing to add.
If not, I'd accept a motion to approve the claims as submitted.
So moved. Second.
A motion and a second. Everybody in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, the same. Any abstentions?
Abstain.
So claims are approved, 4 approved, no against, and 1 abstention. Next on our agenda, we have an update from District Administrator Rick Conrad.
Good morning. Rick Conrad, District Administrator. A couple of traffic updates. We're going to be working on closing CSO 13. That work is likely to start next week, and there'll be a couple of traffic changes. We're looking at lane restrictions on the eastbound lane of White River Boulevard near South College. Eastbound traffic will be shifted to the middle turn lane, and the westbound traffic will not be affected. And this will begin, we believe, on Monday and end by the end of next week. Probably have noticed the leaves are starting to fall, so we're looking at beginning our leaf season. Right now, we're thinking we're going to begin November 6th, which is a week from today. Leaf pickups will happen on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Please remember the leaves need to be bagged. We do not have a vacuum to suck up leaves, so we do require that all the leaves be bagged. We also appreciate anybody who can bag those in paper bags. It is not a requirement. So plastic bags are fine, but we do have to, when we receive those in plastic bags, we do have to cut those open and empty them so that they can be recycled appropriately. So if you've got paper bags, that's great. We are anticipating some rain tomorrow, so please keep an eye on your storm drains for you and your neighbors to make sure they don't get clogged. And then I also want to mention that we're going to have a trunk or treat at the sanitation building on Thursday from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. We usually like to do this to coincide with a half day at the schools. There isn't going to be one this year, a half day. So it's kind of an experiment to see what kind of attendance we get, but I think one of the benefits will be that it will be indoors, and if it is going to be raining around that time, we would like to suggest that as a good option to take your kids straight from school in their costumes over to sanitation, and might be a nice way to stay dry. With that, I'll be happy to take any questions.
Thank you, Rick. Aaron?
Thanks for the update, Rick. I don't have any questions.
Tim?
Thanks, so no questions.
Adam?
No questions.
David?
Thank you, Rick, for the update. No questions.
Nice job, thank you. We do not have a department head update on the agenda today. Under old business, there's none listed. Aaron, any old business you'd like to bring up?
No business, Mr. President.
Tim?
No.
Adam?
No.
David?
No, thank you.
I would like to bring up one thing. Last year, we approved the holiday schedule for 2024, and in doing so, the last meeting of this year is scheduled for December 25th, which is Christmas. So I would like to entertain a motion, if somebody would like to not hold our last meeting of this year, being as it's on December 25th.
So moved.
Motion from Tim. Is that a second?
Second.
Second by David. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, the same. Any abstentions? Thank you. Under new business, we have 5 items today. The first one is our revenue budget for next year in 2025. Rick Conrad.
So our revenue budget, which is officially Fund 611, we have a proposed budget of $28,023,954. This is about $800,000 more than 2024 and is less than 2023. 60% of that increase from last year is the result of health insurance increases. And then the second largest portion of that is about 20% related to anticipated salary increases, which will be discussed later. But if you have any questions on next year's budget, I'd be happy to take those.
Thanks, Rick. And just to be clear, that's $26,823,954.
The total is 28. It's probably on the back. If you flip your sheet over there, the grand total is 28.
Okay. Aaron?
No questions.
Tim?
No questions.
David?
No questions.
Adam?
No questions.
None for me either. That was easy. Now, just so everybody knows, we've had some budget meetings along the way, and people pretty well understand what's going on. Thanks to all the department heads for all the work you did and getting this prepared. No further discussion except a motion to approve the revenue budget as presented by Rick.
So moved.
Motion by Adam,
Second.
second by David. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, the same. Any abstentions? The revenue budget for next year is approved. Next on the agenda is Resolution 2024-17. This is a salary resolution update for next year. Rick.
Resolution 2024-17 will set our pay scales and salaries for 2025. And this reflects a 3% increase for all pay and salaries other than part-time hourly pay. So it is across the board, and that is submitted for your approval.
Thanks, Rick. Aaron?
No questions.
Tim?
No questions.
Adam?
Just a comment. It's relatively modest in line with what we're seeing in the local area. It is 2% more than what's being proposed for the city. We've been fairly good about doing raises annually here, especially through the high inflation, so that's the reason why this year is not as much as last year, and maybe even slightly lower than the year before, but we're kind of trying to keep everybody right in line. And the other thing is that we do have basically a wage scale, so there is a top and bottom end, so there's some wiggle room on any given position. So it's the bottom went up and the top went up on both of them. So just color commentary. That's all I have.
David?
No comment, thank you.
Yeah. In addition to Adam's comments, this is a modest increase. Some local entities are more and some are less. And when we were going through budget discussions and doing the cost of service study, we did discuss something we had done in the past, which was a lump sum in lieu of a percentage, but we decided to do a percentage. And I support what Rick's presenting here today. If no further discussion, I'd accept a motion to approve the salary resolution as presented.
So moved.
Motion by David,
Second.
Motion.
second by Aaron. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Any abstentions? Salary resolution is approved. Next, number 3, 2025 CNG and stormwater budget. Rick?
The next approval, we typically do these together. These will address Fund 617, which is the stormwater revenue budget, and Fund 629, which is the MSD Green Line or the CNG fuel station. Our total budget for the stormwater fund this year is $9,380,000. This is down roughly $3 million from 2024. That's based almost entirely on anticipated projects for 2025. And our Green Line budget, Fund 629, is $460,000, which is slightly less than 2024, about $110,000 less than last year's.
Thank you, Rick. Aaron?
No questions. Thank you, Rick.
Tim?
No questions.
Adam?
No questions.
David?
No questions.
And just to reiterate, the stormwater budget's about $3 million less than the 2024 budget,
Correct,
right?
yes.
Okay. All right. No further discussion. I accept a motion to approve the stormwater and CNG budget as presented.
So moved. Second.
Motion from Adam, second by Tim. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 That was
Oh, sorry. Second was by Aaron. I apologize. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, the same. Any abstentions? That is approved. Next, number 4, we have the meeting schedule for 2025. Rick?
Our proposed board schedule for 2025 is basically identical to 2024. It will be held on Wednesdays, 2 weeks apart, 11:30 a.m. Here in the City Hall auditorium. I think we did this year, we removed what's typically the very last board meeting, which tends to fall right around Christmas. It would have fallen on Christmas Eve this year, so we've left that one off, but it is otherwise identical to years past.
Thank you, Rick. Aaron, comments or questions?
No comment.
Tim?
no comment.
Adam?
No comment.
David?
Nothing to add, thank you.
None for me either. Well, yeah, I will. I'm not a Grinch this year, sorry. I missed putting December 25th on the calendar last year. I don't know how that happened, but it did. So, motion to approve the 2025 meeting schedule.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion from Aaron, second by Tim. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, the same. Any abstentions? That is also approved. Finally, on our agenda today is the holiday schedule for next year.
All right, keep the assembly line moving. The last request here is to set holidays for 2025. Those are also going to be unchanged from 2024, with the exception that there will be no election days, as we do not see any elections happening in 2025. So there will be a total of 14 days, including 2 for Thanksgiving and 2 for Christmas.
Thank you, Rick. Aaron?
No questions on that?
Tim?
No questions or comments?
Adam?
Just matches the cities, so that's all I got.
David?
No questions.
None for me either. Motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion from Adam, second by David. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Opposed, the same. Any abstentions? The holiday schedule is approved. Thank you, Rick. Any additional new business, Aaron?
No, I think that we need to address Mr. Frederick's concerns. and-
Yep, we will. Thank you.
Thanks.
Tim?
I just want to express appreciation for my fellow board members. It's been a very active year. We have good staff, but we also have a very good board, and a lot of things have been done for the positive. So I just appreciate all the activity. I appreciate Rick keeping us busy as well as keeping busy. It's been a good year with lots of progress in multiple fronts, and I think people would be pleased with how things are being handled if they look into the details, and of course, everything is public, so they can.
Adam?
Just like normal, try to say something nice about somebody. We've finished out really the budget process, which is mostly a Dina problem, so good job, Dina. I know you enjoy beating up department heads and/or Rick, so excellent work. We appreciate your forthrightness and, keeping them in line, so you are appreciated. That's all we got.
Thank you, Adam. David?
Just kind of echo what Adam just stated, but to all the department heads, appreciate the work you did for the budget.
Yep. Thanks, everyone. No additional comments from me today. Our next meeting will be in 2 weeks, on Wednesday, November 12th, right here in City Hall Auditorium, 11:30 a.m. Hope everyone has a safe day. Accept a motion to adjourn today's meeting.
So moved.
Motion from David, second by Adam. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, the same. Any abstentions? Meeting adjourned. Have a safe day. Mr. Frederick, here's your documentation, and